Today's learning target is I can use and graph ordered pairs.
Today we're going to be working with coordinate planes, and you can see a coordinate plane right here in front of you. Now coordinate planes have four parts, or four quadrants. Okay, the prefix quad means four. Typically, you've been used to working in this quadrant right here, quadrant 1, where we're dealing with all positive numbers. But there are other quadrants as well. There's quadrant 2, quadrant 3, and quadrant 4. So it goes counterclockwise, starting at 1 with the one you're most used to, 2, 3, and 4. In a coordinate plane we have two axes. Okay, we have a y-axis, and that's the one that goes up and down. I always remember that because the stick of a y goes up and down. So that's our y-axis. And our x-axis is the other one. It goes from left to right. The place where our x-axis and our y-axis meet is called the origin. Okay, and that's at the coordinate points 0, 0. Today we're also going to be finding ordered pairs. And ordered pairs always go in the order of x first, with a comma, and then y, and that will tell us the location. So in this case, we take a look, there's a point right here. Okay, now we look, the first point, or the first coordinate is going to be the x-coordinate. So where on the x-axis does this point fall? And I can see that's at the 3. So this ordered pair would be 3 on the x-axis. And now I look on the y-axis. Where does this fall? So here's the y-axis, and it falls right here on -2. So this ordered pair would be 3, -2, and I put parentheses around it. Today you'll be asked to write ordered pairs that name a specific point. The key to remember is that whenever we write them, we have to write the x-coordinate first and then the y-coordinate. So let's take a look at letter S right here. So to do this, I would say, alright, the x-axis is right here. So the x-axis, the point S comes to right here on the x-axis, and that would be -1, -2. So the point there would be -1 here. And now the y-axis right up here, S crosses the y-axis right here, which when I go up would be positive numbers, 1, 2, 3. So that ordered pair would be -1, 3, and we put parentheses around it. Alright, here we're going to graph and label a point on a coordinate plane, and then we're going to name the quadrant on which the point is located. So here it tells us we want to put a point, and we're going to name it A at -1, -3. So remember, it's x and y here. I always remember which is first because they go alphabetically. X, Y, Z in the alphabet, so X is first, then Y. So I always start at my origin, which is right here. Remember, that's at 0, 0. Okay, and the X coordinate, or the X axis, I'm going to be on -1. So -1 would put me 1 to the left. Okay, so that's going to be right there on the X axis. And the Y is going to be a -3. So that was my x of -1, and y is -3, so I go 1, 2, 3. So right there, I'm going to put my point at -1, 3. So I put a dot there, and I'm going to label it A.
There are a couple of terms that you're going to see in today's assignment. One of those is a relation. You can see that right there. And so a set of ordered pairs, just like these, is a relation. So you can show a relation in either a table or a graph. You've probably done quite a bit of seeing these relations in a graph, but the table may be new for you. However, it's really very simple. When you have a table, you have an X part of that table and a Y section of the table, and in this case you would just put, so here's the ordered pair 2, 3, so you would just put 2 in the X column, and in the Y column you'd have 3. And in your next ordered pair, 3, 5, 3 would go in the X column, 5 would go in the Y column.
You're also going to need to know the terms domain and range. Domain is just the first set of numbers in a group, and range is the second set. So in this case, we have an ordered pair. Okay, here's a group of 4 ordered pairs. The domain is the first set, or the x-coordinates. The range would be the second set of numbers, so the y-coordinates. So those in red right here are the domain, and those in blue are the range. I remember it this way. The D in domain comes before the R in range, alphabetically. So domain is the first set of numbers, range is the second set. So in this table right here, the first set of numbers is the domain, and the second set of numbers is the range.